I'm mission from God. Hey, that song brings a lot of truth to you, Jared, because a lot of your dates have been blue dreams. You know, this is an event you may never have. Fair enough.
I want to start with a disclaimer. Everything I'm going to tell has been encouraged by my mother. So she is the one that my grandparents became for any material too embarrassing on their behalf. All right. How do I even begin to sum up the relationship I have had with my grandparents for now for 23 years? They have always been an integral part of my life, more than I wanted some of the time. And I know that my grandma takes full credit for any good qualities people might think I possess. But let's be honest. I didn't get my sense of humor from her. It definitely came from my granddad. Not only has he been a great source of laughter and amusement, he has always been a source of wisdom and insight for me. For instance, when I was about 13, he told me that people only have sex in closets. He also added that the reason he and my grandmother lived in such a bigger house was they needed larger closet space. My granddad and I had a very special relationship growing up. Take the water down. Okay, that's better. He was always the one I wanted to spend the most time with. And from the time I was about 6 or 7 to my senior year of high school and I had to start working, we went out once a week and had dinner and saw a movie. As I got older, I would always have him take me to the movies that my parents, and especially my grandma, wouldn't let me see. My education only continued to grow. That's all to this influence. My grandma and I have also had a special relationship. I made light of it earlier, but she is probably a major reason for the young man I've become. She led me to the Lord at a young age and always kept a short leash on me. She also instilled the fear of God in me when it comes to tithing. I am probably better described as a fearful giver instead of a cheerful giver. My 15th birthday. My mom came along too and left my dad at home. I think they're still bitter about it. This is still the greatest trip I've ever been on. We spent 2 weeks touring many of the countries in Europe. My granddad and I managed to get away by ourselves at one point, and we happened to walk along the top of the beach in France. Being 15 years old, there was an extra skip in my step. Just dreaming of the possibilities. But, much to my dismay, there was nothing but old women sprawled out on the beach. My granddad, always happy to offer his wisdom, said that they were the same women from when he was there during the war. Among many of our church members. In all honesty, the details don't make a lot of sense to me. but I'm going to try to convey it back what happened. For whatever reason, and my gut feeling tells me that my grandparents have been in the middle of a big fight, I got a phone call one morning from my granddad saying that his car had broken down in Smyrna, and he needed me to come pick him up. So I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. But as I was leaving the house to get him, my grandma called me, telling me to come up to her house, and she was going to make me my favorite breakfast, blueberry pancakes. So I was like, well, I really should go get Dad. But she said, no, Dad can come and eat first. Well, I can be easily bribed. So I went and had breakfast and left my granddad to fend for himself. Evidently, my grandma also called my mom and dad and told them not to go get them either. And in fact, my grandma drove out in a car, rolled down her window, and yelled that a tow truck was on the way. Eventually, I think Simon Messer came and got him. My granddad was so furious, he left town for the weekend. Needless to say, this is one of the funniest and oddest stories of which I happen to be directly caught in the middle of a power struggle between my grandparents. There was no shame on either of their part for using an innocent, impressionable teenager to further their own gain. But, just as this fight happened, and several others over the years, we are here to celebrate 50 years of marriage for my grandparents. I can't express how happy I am for them. I love both of them very much, and can't imagine how my life would have been without them.
Please come.
Wherever you're going, I'm going away. To drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after that same rain, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend. Wherever you're going, I'm going your way. To drifters off to see the world, there's such a lot of world to see. We're after that same waiting round the